Unity Broadcasting.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. Broadcasting TV don't come.
For developments now we countries here.
Unify, sensitize, and inform we all.
For developments now we nation salon.
Unity Broadcasting TV don't come.
For developments now we countries here.
Unify, sensitize, and inform we all.
For developments now we nation salon.
We now independent media house. We dey here for unify, sensitize, and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey here so for talk, but wetin dey happen? Political discussion.
People know what's Salon politics.
Religious messages, entertainment self no go left again.
We no go left nothing behind, no.
TV don't come.
For developments now we countries here.
Unify, sensitize, and inform we all.
For developments now we.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, Sierra Leoneans, wherever una day. Today, una know say na the 27th day of August 2022. Get a very, very good and highly important personality today na the program. As una see, we quickly pull out a flyer. Sierra Leoneans, wherever una dey, anybody where they join in right now, make sure you share because a couple things they will they can iron out and information they will Sierra Leoneans they need for know from the right individual. So wherever you dey, as you they come, now we share, we get 75 people, then we need forget up to 150 people, then we go begin this interview. So the best we could do, please let everybody share as they come in. Let we share and share because we get the trade minister inside Unity Broadcasting where they come and talk to we today. Me now, una host and presenter Elizabeth Kefwe Fabe Nilgembe. Like I tell una, we not go hold una tight because the minister give we 30 to 40 minutes of this in time, and we not go take and light. We are honored and we really appreciate this opportunity. So Sierra Leoneans, like I say, if they come, if they join in, I know say we'll be in slate this interview for 10 o'clock, but it's almost 9:44 now. We decide for Kawitan because Usa Minister Day, it's almost getting to 10. You know, we need for get opportunity for making sleep. But because of the love of Sierra Leone, it decides say it go honor this interview. So please, when Allah we share, we have 89 people on YouTube. We get 20 people where they look we on YouTube. So please, Lord, we double that number. You were there on YouTube. Lord, we share. You were there on Facebook. Lord, we share. 89 currently watching us on Facebook, 90 now, and YouTube watching us is 24. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share so that when I go can hear waiting the minister go say. Until when I see, we make a broadcast today. And yesterday when I see where dance they take place. Now, Abacha Street, some man say that they go decide for sell day back. President Bill don't give them okay for sell. Well, we no want for just get information from the streets. The right individual will know the information, will get the information, will at the top of the information if they come and talk to it today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I no go hold una tight. I go introduce the Minister of Trade. Welcome, Dr. Sandy, to Unity Broadcasting. And Sierra Leoneans, they watch you all over the world right now.
Thank you very much, Family on Akusha.
All right, Sierra Leoneans, that's now Dr. Sandy, we're now the trade minister. Dr. Sandy, we're not going to hold you tight, but we go start first things first. Tell me a little bit about your ministry, sir.
Oh, well, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, part of the economic development team, the team where they look at what they happen with the country economy. We there for support the private sector for make them able to grow, and through that growth, see how then we will grow the economy as well. We get different things and what they do in terms of policy for make sure say fairness there at the market, for make sure say even the consumer where they buy within the business people and they come with, they will get value for money. And we also they look at a couple of areas, industry development. We look at some of the competence of the country around which kind of industry will be established in Sierra Leone through the industries, and they will not say we can create jobs for people. Then we also will add on to some of the things and we able to export. All this while, because of the low industry base, we don't see say most of within Salone can export are more or less raw materials. But with bringing in a very, very strong industry base, we begin look at what we will do for add value to some of the things and we God give we naturally. Even with agriculture produce them, first them will not be no say when they export cacao, just like we in time, they export other agricultural produce like palm oil, just like with them in time. But now with industry, you just see say there is value addition to most of them we agricultural produce. So all of them things they put together. Now, in a nutshell, the Ministry of Trade they try to do, and we work very very closely with a number of other ministries like Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources, Ministry of Finance. We also they look at a couple of other new marketing opportunities we don't open up to the country. We already get the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, where they allow factories and within West Africa for able to produce and sell to other people then where they consume them products them at the entire West African sub-region, and the movement of them goods and they happen duty free. We also get the African continental free trade where now they can allow the same thing what they do in West Africa for happen at a large scale on a continental scale. And we also get other marketing opportunities. We actually for able to create opportunity for we small and medium enterprises or even big enterprises for able to produce whatever thing we will produce in this country and able to sell it into other country. We get AGOA, we get the Indian market we open to we where we can actually sell duty free, quota free to then country, and then we get the EU Rex. We also get the Chinese market. We also open to some of we small and medium enterprises and some of them big enterprises. So we get a whole lot we they cover as a ministry, and we are part of that entire block of government. We really they help for make sure say we economy and stay healthy.
Wow. Sierra Leone, if we just join with that na Dr. Sandy, we na the trade minister na Sierra Leone, we join with today na Unity Broadcasting, where we decide for getting an interview, and a lot of things stay where we they come for discuss. We know the whole Dr. Sandy too long, like I tell una go get the opportunity. Four lucky callers go get the opportunity for call and ask Dr. Sandy after we don't ask some question. Dr. Sandy, in a recent months, we see a global inflation, where now the reason we decide really for call you for this interview. We see a global inflation. We don't really take the world stage. Where do you go tell we and which stand Sierra Leone day right now in this global inflation?
Well, you see, say from where COVID started, the global economy almost came to a halt. The thing them way can make people they are able to produce and sell, but core of them thing and they can't handle because the pandemic way been they spread very fast. I mean they affect people and they kill other people them at very very large scale in other countries. Sierra Leone as a country will try to see how we will control them and tell God thank you. The expectation way for people them get say if it hit Africa, although it hit some parts of Africa, but like countries way vulnerable like Sierra Leone where we normally can feel say we health systems not that very strong like way other countries then look like if you been hit we if for don't really cause huge devastation. We got a couple of things them way happen across the globe. We not so only the impact of COVID on the health, but the way we affect the market productivity around the globe. Say we see how it become very difficult for even able move goods from one place to the other. We see say ship them in the dock now certain ports them for a very, very long time. They're not being able to get ways for make them discharge them. And because of that, there was a short of them vessels and they on the high sea for able to move goods. And that one they result to one of the things that we can actually add to the cost of goods, we not the freight. We see how freight charges begin go up. And as the freight charges go up, we see how it affect even availability of the end commodities. We also see how energy prices then begin go up towards the time where they come out of COVID. As soon as the global factories then begin open, the energy demand go up, and then the cost of energy also begin go up. We see how it affect a number of countries, Turkey, China, to name but a few. Even in the United States, we see how the energy price and they rise, and how it affect the cost of commodities. Say, as we dey try for leap out of COVID, we see the other crises that Ukraine will come up, and we know say Ukraine and Russia put together very, very important at the global economy. Ukraine they produce wheat, Russia they produce energy, and where the war start, we know a couple of things happen. The Ukrainian farmers they're not being able to do what they're supposed to do. So you see, say wheat when from there we can make flour, become a very, very big problem, and the price of wheat begin go up. As Sierra Leone, because wheat not to like with primary food what they eat, not to like the number one food what they eat, and not being affected that much, although the price of flour and price of bread when they go up. But some countries and they were totally dependent on wheat as the primary carbohydrate source. We are badly affected, especially the Middle East country, North Africa, and some other countries where really been heavily dependent on wheat. We also see say sunflower oil when they come up from Ukraine, and the sanctions where they impose on Russia can begin limit the ability for able to buy petroleum products them the usual way we've been done to buy them, and because of that we can begin see even the Russian people then we in they sell the oil begin ask now say if you want buy we energy you get for pay 'em. You get for pay 'em in rubles, and because Russia now at the number when they use rubles it becomes very difficult to make trade happen globally. But on some of them things and the way happen, you see some of the responses where government put together for make sure say where all of them thing they had to be Sierra Leone we able to reduce the impact of them thing in there. First of all, government don't look at what we do under the human capital development for see what we able to do for enhance industry growth. We just don't develop the special economic zone policy. We also don't review the industry policy, and we just see how government they work with other development partners, for instance, the World Bank, for able to come together with projects them. We will hope able to support with small and medium enterprises for make themselves grow, especially the one that are into agro processing. You see what we were able to do with taxes of certain commodities. We drop the taxes on wheat, we drop the taxes on cement, we drop the taxes on iron rod. In fact, rice now one commodity where they attract any form of tax, both GST and even import duty, and a number of then kind actions and the way government take the support will give to the importers and where they bring kind of commodities there, where the Bank of Sierra Leone, government of Sierra Leone through the Bank of Sierra Leone offer the one where they import then commodities there, money at a very, very low interest rate, at an interest rate of about 7%, for making them able to go buy and able to stockpile their essential commodities. So you realize it affects we all, but every country, depending on its strategy, you can get ways them we able to get over. And of course, you see the impact we even get on bigger economies like the United States, China, Europe, England. We all know waiting all man go through. So by and large, the government sit down through the leadership of His Excellency the President and look at say this kind of crisis, if we not come up with a national initiative for see how we will prepare ourselves as a nation for make we able to curb some of the damaging impact within to thing they are cause to the global economy, life will don't really be very, very terrible for the people. And thank God with all of the implementation and you see say the country they can take in shape. In all our factory that very, very, very bad. In fact, when you compare prices of certain commodities to waiting they happen some countries, especially within West Africa, you will say Sierra Leone they do relatively better.
All right.
Um,
Okay. Sorry.
so you see some of the efforts Embarco do for support in local industry. Suckfin, we're now one of the companies and where they produce palm oil. We support them in a very, very large way through different kinds of concessions we'll give them. Then begin produce enough palm oil, and then out of that, we're able to get two factory them. We can they process the crude palm oil into vegetable oil. And right now, as I speak to you, vegetable oil, they actually, I mean, always the vegetable oil price don't go up because of oil and crisis there. Sierra Leone is still trading with vegetable oil at a far more better price than any other part, even in West Africa. So now some of them things that we don't do, and I believe say with what we don't able to achieve. We're not saying difficult for everybody under them kind of circumstances. People and the consumers and then America where they grumble the level, the rate at which inflation don't go up, and they grumble about all them things. And I think say some of the things the more don't try for achieve, and some of the bad things them way we see they happen even to with currency where now they try for build up because the more you able export, the more you able cut down on which you the import, the stable, the more stable your currency go there and the more stable economy go there.
All right. Thank you so much, Minister. Sierra Leone's, if you just join me, we allow we share so that other people go come and get the knowledge of waiting they go on because we get very important questions the way we get for ask the minister. But Mende man can say or black man can say if he gets iron, the one way they under, if you know lay down the pantap one not get for lay down. So we get for go into the under one, then we can onto the pantap one. Now that's what they try for get from the minister. Now, Minister, recently we see women and then at the streets of Freetown and they dance around and say inflation, inflation. Waiting as your ministry, you don't do about price control, sir.
Well, we get a mechanism where government they look at price control. In most cases, the expectation of the general public way myself can normally be can buy into that the prices of commodities they go up. Indeed, the fact say we know they produce most of them commodities in the country. I buy where they buy them from other countries, and as the cost of production of them commodities then they go up, you realize say and they also impact on the price of them commodities in the country. As the freights also they go up, the money they actually pay for shipping the commodity into the country, you realize say that and they also the impact on the prices of the commodities. And of course, I see somebody they talk about the exchange rate. As the exchange rate instead they fluctuate, they see all and they affect the way prices of commodities and time. In the midst of all of that, what in government they do and that we work very, very closely with the importers. We work very, very closely with the manufacturers. And some of the things that more don't succeed for do with them players and that whenever they bring kind of products, we as a ministry, together as a government, they look into waiting and take them for bring kind of commodities. Then all they submit their invoices then to we take a look at the freights, then we then pay, we do the conversion, we will look at waiting at the margin, acceptable margin, we then go ask for, and then we able to determine waiting will be the wholesale price. Of course, challenge day we get for day around with the retail because as I speak to you, with all the efforts they make, you cannot cover every part of the country when it comes to retail. We don't try for put together within we call the Consumer Protection Agency, now a law where this government try for put together where they look at how we will protect the interest of the consumer. That outfit will not don't able roll them out yet, but I believe say this year with the camp we were able finally able roll them out, and then we were able to see how we develop the manpower around that particular institution. There, we were actually able to for monitor not only prices of commodities, but also they look at other aspects like the quality aspect and whether the consumer actually able to get value for a money anytime we try for doing a transaction. And we not only they look at trading goods, we are also going to be looking at trading services. The law gets certain punitive measures where we really can inflict on anybody who trying for doing any rogue business. And I believe say as a country, we realize it now we steal the buy, now we steal the sell, and the area where we all need for help, we save with now that as a country we get for we were into the business for begin show some level of patriotism because we can realize say once you left the businessman on your own, think you want for make the maximum profit way and go and make at the detriment of the consumer. So some of the actions themselves, where Bokubman may not see me, they go out there, they go to the market, they look at how the market's shape time, they look at the prices of them commodities, and I don't do them for cement, I don't do them for iron rod, I don't do them for petroleum products. Mr. Segme as Minister of Trade, they step out of my own comfort zone, go out there in the street, work for the people of this country, and make sure say some of them things and they will really they affect them. We'll all sit down and see how we'll make sure say we'll look into them and try for deal with them.
Wow. Sierra Leoneans, we are 232 currently. Please, let we share so that we'll say the good news day where they can hear it. Minister go tell we directly. So please, when allow we share so that we will get more people inside this live broadcast as we'll not get much time again. Now, Minister, please tell we about your collaboration with other ministries, especially the Ministry of Work.
Well, we get a number of ways we work with Boko Ministry. We get, first of all, one of the ministries we work with are the Ministry of Finance. We get a number of things and what they do with them to refer to as public-private dialogue, where we can organize with them and talk to business communities and look at which are some of the burning issues we then they face. And some tenant day with collaboration can look at which we can do with them, tax them in a way where it will make life a lot more easier for businesses. And I want to believe said through them kind of efforts and we don't say we don't try for ease the burden a whole lot on some of the businesses. We also they look at some of the things that what they do for small and medium enterprises when it comes to financial inclusion, providing access to finance. We don't roll out one big program we call the Munafa Fund, where they provide funds for with small and medium, then with small business them in the form of loan. And we don't see for the first time we able to roll out the program there, and the interest rate at a surprise to people them have been 9%, have been the lowest so far where you were able to get as loan, particularly for small businesses. And we see how much that don't impact their small business, and they bound for do continuously to roll them out as a standing fund where we get for the make sure say then kind of small businesses and they get access to them. We also they work with them on a number of World Bank projects them where they make sure say we support different growth areas like agro processing. We get one particular project we call agro processing competitiveness project where they look at the kind of support what they give to them small business them way for make them business and they get access to certain finance in the form of grants where they make sure say them business then they give them some requisite training in how then they run the businesses. We're able help them for the procurement for some of the equipment them within they use. And today, if you go now with supermarket, then because of all the intervention and you see say those small businesses themselves don't add to the number of goods them we they find now the supermarket them. And the local content agency don't really help for see how we able to bring Camden goods and to the shelves and then supermarket and the other, of course, we also get the economic diversification project where they work together with the Ministry of Finance, where they look at some of the things them way we feel say we need for do as reforms, way for help the business climate improve. Some of which they around what they do for able make businesses able register. Once you're ready for register, you don't get all your documents them. Then 10 and their way and will take you a very, very, very long time for make you able register. You see, say we don't begin get ways them way would they make people in register even within 24 hours. We don't begin look at what they do with some of them dispute resolution and then commercial dispute resolution. We don't see how the Ministry of Justice through them projects they don't establish a special commercial court where they address all business dispute them and then they really accelerate the process. So once you get any dispute with somebody, owner all they do business, you easily go carry and go to the Justice Ministry and then we're able to assign it to a special judge where we're able to handle. We also don't see say through them reforms there, some of the things them way what they call collaterals. Now we don't able make not only the immovable collateral you go use for make you able to take loan, we also they make sure say you use the movable assets then. So all that and the way you look at them, only they help for improve on the business climate of the country. We get the Ministry of Agriculture to work very, very closely with because when we can don't get investors we come for can invest in agriculture, we want to make sure say they not just take waiting and they produce and export them. We want to make sure say we get a very, very strong policy we will introduce what they call the agro processing policy for the very first time in the country, where they look at which kind of support will they give them businesses, then they then investment, and they one can begin to agro processing in the country. We also they work very, very closely with the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources for make we look at the prospect for make we begin to mineral beneficiation. All this while with iron ore, with gold or with diamond or with all the export and raw, no value addition not they take place on them. But now we don't begin to see companies that we want can mine the iron ore and not only export the iron ore, try to forget what we call smelting factories where they extract the pig iron from the iron. We don't begin look at investors the way they look at establishing gold refinery in the country. They look at factories them where one can begin extract aluminium from with bauxite. And I believe say then kind of thing they will introduce them. Will they create more jobs for people? Will they increase the value of we export? And you will see say the economy will begin take shape. We get other ministries like Ministry of Local Government, where they look at within the relationship between government in the area of trade and then local councils them where we don't get, where they actually interact with people. And we don't see say through them kind of engagement and we don't take some of the functions where the Ministry of Trade can get, we don't pass them over to them local council them. So a number of MDAs them where really they work with very, very, very closely. They work with the Ministry of Tourism for see which kind of support we will give to their small and medium enterprises when they into tourism for see how we're able to strengthen because they provide goods them. Sorry, they trade in services. And we also they try for see what we're able to do or begin look at how we work with the financial sector. So because they're all the trade in services. I one believe say by the time we get all them thing and they going, the way we know to do business at the country, we can see some improvement then and will create opportunities for people that we really want for going to business.
All right. Thank you so much, Sierra Leoneans. If when I just join me, I get with me the Trade Minister, Dr. Sandy Edward Hinga Sandy, where it try for come and answer Boku questions where we don't put Boku questions. They can't answer them to the world because anybody where they on this platform, they all over the country, they all over the world. They give we explanation about in collaboration with other ministries, and it don't tell we about the global crisis and of course the inflation, how the country and how the government's able to handle them, and it talk a lot about things then where we all they understand. Now, Dr. Sandy Lowikan, the reason why I asked you about how collaborative you deal with actually the work ministry. Lately, we see a lot of street trading na Sierra Leone, and it becomes so much like the lifestyle of every street. Even some houses, then some streets, then before where they can say this na Creole street. This now then conservative streets, they all don't turn into street trading all over. And one of the major streets there is the Abacha Street, when a street where they fly from the east to the west, when are the main streets that. But lately we don't see say by the time where you been kind of power, where you been be minister, that street's been still occupied by traders, and then vehemently they say them for sell day. So how collaborative with you and the mayor of Freetown City Council and of course the Ministry of Works for una try for see waiting una go do towards that.
I can always say where they try for fit with WISAF or make we able get political leadership. There is a time where we for stop for fit, for put aside politics, where elections undone. All people them were involved in development suppose for come together and look at the things them we supposed to do. We go really make the country better. But you can realize that some people them, even after elections, they can still lay in the political mode. In other words, most of the things them we can want for they do all the time now for make political gains. We all understand the situation where with businesses they go through, especially the small businesses. But we also know say, in spite of all the challenges then there, we get certain challenges in the market. We they try for see what would they do, and the local government ministry through their councils them really supposed to work very, very hard to see how we improve the marketplace for them businesses. You call on street. The street supposed to be used by vehicles, motorists, and of course some other countries and they tolerate street trading, but you go realize say in not time like we in our country. Sani Abacha Street particularly now one of the corridors to the city. I mean, that's where you go able to come out from Eastern, able to come into the central business district. We see how then when and they were even they do business, they able make them impossible for make motorcar then even able to pass through. In fact, in most cases, you realize say in Bidon they become a security threat. A number of bad things then they will happen just because of the level of crowd, the number of people who just become team up they say and sell in the cell. So man who one or two items they sell, you realize say some of them in a day for actually for inflict some kind of difficulty to the normal people the way they pass about the normal business. Boku thief been happen at the streets and they I know of a number of cases where people in the pass that's on the Abacha Street, particularly as you go towards Eastern Police. If you're not careful, they can even pull you tight in your neck, you don't even know. So when you take a look at some of them security risks, then the government begin look at them, say, well, need go day for make through a particular project where the World Bank segment can help with. We call them the urban the project where the Ministry of Transport the lead, where they look at they call them IROM in short, where they look at what we were able to for make to ease the burden. Because we realize say for make people then come on from even Eastern for come at the central business district. If you not take them, it will take you well over 3 to 4 hours. And if you take a look at the cost of that one day, I mean the loss of time where businesses can go through just because some of the corridors where if we're able to use will will cause any trouble for we. You realize it in the slow business a whole lot. I mean, we know say the street when they provide space for make people themselves, but which when again will provide them place and for make people themselves compared to the losses where as a nation when they go through or individuals when they go through because we go clog that man central business district, that main corridor, we realize say that one day where have been mentioned first, in far less compared to the losses we all they make because people then go occupy them streets. So government through all the security risk in there, where they don't do the assessment, or to just one ministry can sit down. In a million people then, the one that we sell them. But we believe say we get boko that traded them all over the country, where they try themselves for making them able to make a living out of waiting and sell. So you realize say we say there is a better way where we can able to clear up that street there. We know how much government may not invest through NACIT on the sewer grounds. I mean, all government they look at how to deal with that particular crisis. Now, a crisis, make nobody not take them lightly. It not mean say where people them they come out for sell na Sani Abacha Street. Now that then ain't been the normal way for do things. No, that was the most abnormal way for do business. So, but waiting now government will able to do for can see how we been address this problem. Now, it not become a political issue because Boku people then can say by taking those people out of Sani Abacha Street, create a more convenient place for them. Then can say, oh, politics involved there. If we pull them, come out there, they're not going to vote for we all and things. So, waiting this government on the side for do now for see how we will quickly rehabilitate, refurbish that sewer grounds, work together with NACIT, we open them up so that their business then they will be in Sani Abacha Street, go now a more convenient, a more comfortable marketplace where toilet facility there, where then go able to do them business, they're not worry about somebody who can't tip them, where they're not going to worry about policeman or motoka komoyanda can't jam them. I don't witness a number of instances where them business people then they sell, where motoka then can lost road and go inside them people and they. I don't see an Equa Street. One time big truck and lost control and go inside people then business and go inside people then a number of people then die in that incident. I think say as a government or business for make sure say we're able to support we market women then business people then particularly for make we able to create that ground for them where then we're able to do their business. So the decision we don't take now for allow this project for go through, make Sani Abacha Street the corridor where it's supposed to be. Try to see how people then go able to access the central business district without much difficulty, and then see how we go create this market space for we business people then we've been on the trade na them streets and move them go na sewa ground. I think say that are the most reasonable thing any government they do, and we feel say that will help for solve a number of problems, remove the risk where the danger will fumble them, we've been sell and then treat and they be exposed to. Imagine them in there and then street and they during rainy season, rain they come and they beat them, rain they come and they soak them, then wears them, some of them wears them, the markets and the poil. Every time we see them go through all them things, and some of them not just in livelihood and can come from. But when you expose them now to that kind of situation where they make the market poil, rain they can soak them and they sick, and you get people that were ready for go thief them, you get the risk of vehicles going off-road, can't hit them. I want to believe say that decision we don't take, not only in the interest of the safe corridor, but also in the interest of them and them where they don't get themselves exposed to them kind of danger.
Wow. Well, Sierra Leoneans, if you just join with this now Unity Broadcasting with the program Minister on the Seats so that it go able to tell we about things then where they go on na salon. Well, Mr. Minister, yesterday we see a Makituman in the dance na street where now that's really prompts this interview. And I be one way to forget over 200 people before I ask that question. We see woman in the dance where then say, we go vote for you today. I quote, President BOA, we there for you today, we there for you tomorrow, we there for you go. And of course, the video then I where them be they play. Make I just quickly play that for you. Where them be they sing yesterday, say then go vote for Okay, so we see this out yesterday and other areas then they where they say, of course, now Abacha, but looking at we know they portray we country very bad because that the scene was an eyesore where we see the gutters then some of them not get slabs then and anything's not been did. So we decide not for show that side. We show out who side a better building they will where other countries then go look at we broadcast and see say okay they are portraying their country in a very good image. So now where do you go get for test Sierra Leoneans where they look at you right now on this broadcast? Some way go get for come and look at this repeat broadcast about the Abacha Street, that dance where them be the dance yesterday. Say President Biodon grants them back for sale na Abacha Street. You go able confirm that to Sierra Leoneans, hundreds of Sierra Leoneans where they watch you on this medium, we go for watch you on this medium.
Well, I not say waiting to happen right now on Asani Abacha Street. Now the project, the World Bank project, Iron project, don't step in. They try for make bars where they protect the street from the shops them. They try for see what to be able to do for work on the drainages. Or also they try for see how they will resurface the entire Sani Abacha Street. That they clearly tell you say if Nabi Maki to one put there, you don't see a stall them for on the building. We know say some politician and they we just they incite some of them people and they or go and then try for make some appeal for see what you will do. But we all know say selling along Sani Abacha Street not the solution. The solution is actually creating a market space. I believe say one of the things in that way mayor for really getting himself busy with. In 4 years in the as mayor, I think say in for really trying for them focus on waiting me for them to do. For at least even create one market or try for develop one market through all the market dues them where they collect from them market women and then. I think so we all get for try for show accountability. We for try for show say some of the reason why they can vote we in, we self try for live up, for see what we will do, for address the needs of them people and they will vote we in. So we as a government they look at and say working on the Sewa grounds for try for complete time. We know say the last government they try for work on them, but the money we then spend on them is so boku and the outcome not be even better. Which we don't come now, we'll try for see how we'll bring come reason to all of waiting and don't be, and not just keep her locked just because there are issues of accountability, there are issues of corruption. We'll try for see what we able to do as a government for see say we able to get the Sewa grounds, that market there, we say them they call Victoria Park, we're able to get them open to we people. And better for make them day na area where they get cover, where sun no go warm them, where rain no go beat them, where they go able to sit down well and do them business them. They no go fear cheap man who will just come and tip within in the cell and make life a lot more comfortable for market people then. We will try for look at several other markets them where as a government will try for do. We'll get the regional markets them will try for create. And this time we not only they create the regional markets, we create them with parks. And me and the Minister of Planning and Economic Development and other ministers them really don't go very, very far with the planning of the kind regional markets. As a government, we work together with other stakeholders, Ministry of Works, where no less a person than the Chief Minister, the lead their efforts in there. They try for see what are some of the small intervention that we'll be able to do for improve the market space them we already did. In areas outside some of the roof them we don't well see which kind of thing we'll be able to do through government in your effort for rehabilitate some of the markets in there. Because we believe say we market women then only we able to sell, don't clean and come, then pull the market they sell, where we create that kind of safe environment for them. Not so for make we continue for the advocate, for make them continue for go day now the streets them, sand the beats them, rain the beats them, all them other things them where I don't mention. So we're exposed to them. I want believe say they don't make some genuine efforts for able appeal to this government but not to necessarily that when they don't come and make any efforts and therefore appeal to government for make we allow them for return back to Sani Abacha Street, means say that at the best. As a government, we believe say certain things that we will be able to do, we go make we able to protect the interest of their businesses then they far better than just allowing them for make them go sell in Sani Abacha Street. Tell me this. Okay, somebody go make the point. But they may not sell it over 30 years ago. That they know they sell it over 30 years ago not means that the best kind of thing that will for happen to them. So as a government, I think say we tax with both ethical and moral questions. What you will do for people who fumble them, where they don't get themselves exposed to so many hazards and move them to a safe marketplace where they will able to do them businesses. I think saying that down the focus of this government. And also, more importantly, for me to also keep that Sani Abacha Street as a very, very safe corridor for make anybody who want to come more eastern. Because in most cases, there is only one bottleneck, which is Eastern Police. So if you see all them Akituma and then at the street, but don't they even go at 10 kilometers per hour, we begin go now at maybe 1 kilometer per hour. And where you go till you stop. Because not to say that motorcar and Tima before you were not able to make you pass. So just the people where they crisscross the street, where they try for sell, go make sometimes they team up one place for over 15 minutes. So you see, say with all the two they do, we are doing it not only for open that corridor, but also for make sure say we create that environment for people then. For able
All right, Minister, let not hold you too tight because this person they still insist say, ask Minister, you go tell the Sierra Leoneans then whether the street traders then get for come back because yesterday then the chance say they don't win with the comeback. So today we reporters they be then a street for see if they don't begin to make then boot stand or then store stand back. We not see that. So I ask you two in one. Number one, I want to make you clarify to the Sierra Leoneans where they watch you now whether the street trading will continue than a one. And number two, waiting will be the fine to the shop owners then. Because as of now, even the shop owners, they're not even for decide for at least paints then stores then yet it's still looking like an eyesore. Waiting go test Sierra Leoneans. One, are they going to sell there again? Two, waiting will be the fine of the shop owners we get them stores there if people then can begin to sell.
With all due respect, I believe say from where people then stop for go sell in Sani Abacha Street. But what if we don't begin to see the beauty of that part of the town? And people then also we get shop name, don't they see say that don't help them for make even the one them where they go rent and store them, able open them, then store them and able sell. In other words, we don't bring sanity in Sani Abacha Street. I don't believe say we go and give up on that kind of achievement as a government. Even when we don't plea, we don't hear we believe say there is a better solution to allowing them back to come to Sani Abacha Street. And me self will continue to engage them. And I want to make them understand say government in position no they tolerate that kind of disorderliness we've been on the streets there. We know they say we not recognize the fact say where them then at the street they make their living, but we believe say we get a better place we go even enhance making their living and making their lives even better. We'll create that market they will try for complete and sell our grounds. So an office say this government will allow them market to and then they can't continue for use Sani Abacha Street as a market. Sani Abacha Street onto market. Sani Abacha Street supposed to be a safe corridor. We will allow roads them for able to fly through and come into the central business district from Eastern.
So in one sentence, it's a no for street trading na Sani Abacha Street, right, sir?
We don't see waiting in me. We don't see how in good for make Sani Abacha Street day like when day like today. An office say government go one for reverse that.
All right, thank you so much. Well, Sierra Leoneans, now we don't hear it from the minister because now that's not been a burning question. Every group, every WhatsApp group, me say self as I tell when I come on work today, I'm not able to sleep up to today because everybody they burn me with that question. Elizabeth, you get for come up, try for give information. I say when I wait, I go try for talk to somebody we go come and answer we. even though we get information we will broadcast earlier in with social media review, but we decide for let minister come and answer. Government gets a better plans. Abacha Street is not a street where them for expect women them or people them for come and sell there, because now the streets that's where they link the east and the west as an easy access and supplying routes where it could be easily accessible to we people them. When I hear minister for say motorcar wey go 10 miles per hour go begin to go 1 mile per hour or even probably zero because it go there on the halt, not only because of ordinary traffic, but human traffic. And it's how we say a lot of thief been they take place, a lot of things then be they take place now that a bad thing then where been they take place there. But now inside these few weeks, we don't see the beauty of the place. However, then they try for do engagement for let them care go the traders then na sewa ground when a better and safer place for them instead of them being under the street. And he also tell we say he wants for let mayor do more of in work. It's not only about politics. So when it don't come to power, it expects a mayor for don't build 1 or 2 large markets through the revenue where the city they collect. Well, now Minister Sandy, we're not the trade minister inside the program. Now, Minister, I really get one last question for you. Then the phone line is open +34649366503. 4 lucky callers, not more than 4 lucky callers with 2 minutes. You just ask your question, the minister go able answer. Just 4 lucky callers. Now, lastly, Minister, on me own side, there are a lot of allegations where people then they mount about you. One, they say, they meet you traders then. 2, some people then they say, then they accept bribe from other individual. 3, some people then say, they walk eye to eye with you, deputy. And lastly, some people they accuse you, say, you are very proud. I want let you get this opportunity on Unity Broadcasting today. Please make you answer them 4 allegations then where they flip na social media about you, so that you go make them clear and make clear individuals they understand you don't stand on their allegations then, sir.
In the first place, I'll make people did not say I'm not the very best friend to most of them, and then they bring canned goods in this country, because I always day after them. We try to call them, put them down, and talk to them about waiting at the interest of the consumer. And I believe say their engagements, and they, even though not sometimes and they don't know very comfortable, because we try to push the interest of the consumer. We always want to make we get to a point we say we're able to make sure say then will bring and go at the market. In the business, not to go out there and begin to take bribe from anybody. I believe say as a government, the president in vision around waiting we supposed to achieve very, very clear to me. So then allegations, and they, of course, impossible for make them the talker. And a number of people then can just they think about waiting and can want for say, but I believe say some of them think and they will and they talk out there and not make sense at all. Secondly, take a look at me. You call me today, not to so.
Correct.
And I try to call you back and talk to you very, very nicely. I know if I don't know you.
Exactly.
Can you imagine that in just one day, in less than 3 hours engagement, we two don't come and sit down face to face today, so they talk to people then. Somebody we're very, very proud, and officer go behave then can with them. And there is so much humility, because a background says being not going to allow me for be that kind of person to try for describe. Some telling the other people then can want for try for use your time unproductively, and knowing how busy we schedule, and as I speak to you, I'm speaking to you remotely, way out of me area, and
Correct.
the all the way to the try for do so, and for more do them and the way they push the country in interest go before. As they move around the factories them within the under construction, the 2-3 support we will need for give them. We try for make sure say we offer them support them. We no one make any factory at any point feel say government know they give them the required support we they're supposed to get, and then we say, well, more fold up. That one they're not even good for the image of this country. So every time where I get an opportunity to step out of my office, I they reach out to businesses, I they reach out to their factories, them, I they reach out to other people that were supposed to able help. I mean, so when you take a look at what we even do, for the first time, the Ministry of Trade established a public-private dialogue. If anybody say, minister, we need the agree for talk to people, them, I feel say that one they're not correct. Create that public-private dialogue so that from time to time, any of the members of the Chamber of Commerce we find himself in any difficulty with any challenge, then bring and cancel we discuss with them. I can be caught on my phone anytime. Anytime we call me, if you miss me, if I miss your call, self, I will try for either send message to you or call you back. And with the relationship with my deputy, I think say people then can just want for make things out of nothing. My relationship with my deputy very, very good. It's very, very excellent. And I see how me and him able to address the petrol issue at one time where people then begin hoard petrol. While I go to the western area, I go to the south and the eastern part of the country. She went to the north. We able to work together and they call me, myself they call them. The duties where I get, me and him don't share them. Would take and not go talk saying I mean at the boss, so I mean no more for do it in the Minister of Trade supposed to do. I make sure say while in the deputize me and get right for serve as minister anytime we're not there, I take beaucoup of the functions that where the ministry supposed to do, I pass again. Say you they look over them portfolio there. Periodically we come together for do the review for know waiting at the challenges, waiting at the progress, waiting next to get for do, and then see how we'll come up with plans them we'll be able to make we achieve some of them things and they will want for achieve at the ministry. But I think so the relationship between me and my deputy very, very good, very, very healthy. Now only people them way want for put a sledge between me and him we go on for, but I know if we say we all through the maturity we don't go through. I know if we say anybody go succeed or can divide with. I make sure say get access to my office 24/7. You know, even need for knock at my door. Anytime when one can see me and get right for see me. When visitors or guests then come at the ministry, I they call them, I they invite them from my office, and come at my office will all address them guests and they. And Okutin the what they do together, we they eat together. Okutin, where really they should say we get a very good working relationship. So I want to believe say sometimes in the way when I meet for the very first time, you get some people where you go get some hesitation. But as when they get along, then in the way sometimes the person not be even know say some man go assume say, hey, this man here sometimes if you touch him, you're not gonna be happy. But once when I don't live together, when I don't shake hands together, when I they smile together, when I they care for each other, when I they work together, when I see say when I your own interest and for see what you are able to do for make this country in business go before, then when I go begin to say when I even become brother and sister on the job. So I think say correspond to the thing and they some of the responses than that. And my office open at all time. The only thing where I'm impatient with a little bit, now where somebody will go and come like, hey, bra, you body or hey, pa, waiting they go on yonder, blah, blah, blah. Thing where not very, very relevant. Sometimes they are not can get a lot of patience for do thing where not too related to me work. Out of my office time, you want come more go play games together, more get dinner together. We will plan them. But not so when I really busy the pan, do what thing I supposed to do for catch up with my targets them. Somebody will just come begin to call. But I just call you for know how you they do. I mean, as much as I care the person care for me, but I believe say we they try to see how we will deal with them.
All right, thank you so much. Well, Sierra Leoneans, if I just join with it about for exits where we go take just one call, a very good lucky caller, because Minister been said we 1 hour and we're exactly 1 hour. I've been one let it just round up. But this me not a living witness. I called Minister Sierra Leone time around 7 o'clock. But I think he was still sleeping. But when he see me message, he quickly texts when I get a trail of him. He texts, who is this? And I introduce myself and tell him why I want to talk to him. I say, can I call you anything? They allow me to make a call. We talk, I tell him, say, I want to grant an interview. Somebody he never knew, he don't ever talk to him. He not sabi. Most people don't do that. So automatically he said, fine. What time? I even want gear next week. Me and so he get for talking with one today, 10 o'clock. It was perfectly somebody where me go be a living witness sitting on this broadcast now and say no, all those allegations against this gentleman. Caller, hold on 1 minute. All these allegations against this gentleman, now lie, now just most people out of that is it. When you there in a position, not to everybody definitely get for like you. And so man where if they call you for law una gossip, where you not allow for law una gossip, it gets angry about you and spread out lies. So caller, you name and Usa they call for minister as 1 hour giving.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you so much, Mr. Minister, for clarifying all those things, because some of we don't really believe that. The only glad way you can't really answer it, because this don't help many people. The only problem when we feel say you will get, they share information, because for more they watch you, not the first way some of freedom, because some of you are pro SLPP supporters there. So you will really find the world inside the world only today. Now social media world, even in the Western world today. So if you never compete on the social media, false information it dominates the good information there. Because sometimes I even see 98.1 and even AYV, and when they consider themselves to kind of talk lie stories, then they can't talk say when they increase tax dynamic prices, then they go inside and put on a market, then they just believe. They're not trying for the investigation. I don't know whether they say they do out of vengeance, And I'm glad for the Abacha. The only question I want to ask you, Mr. Minister, since you say safety now number one, which is true, because we say see this school they want for form. But I'm not feeling for say a very risky people in the same and that Pademba Road, we're not too far from the State House, just for security reasons, just like what you say, if somebody get fire accident, somebody sick, ambulance they pass. So the Kisi Road and Kisi Street all join. So when I'm not feeling say the Kisi Road also need for be cleared. And also then people in Abacha Street, not to all man in a street, or most of them na Calabar town in the common, but like which you say, I don't know the mayor do in job. Because there are a couple of markets then we empty in a free town. Upgon get market, then the user. Bombay Street get market, then the user. Even a Kuturu market is empty, so at least those few markets can be used. So thank you so much. Since you not get enough time, I just want to know if you really come to the market woman, they make you explain to them also every tax they go up, and also people that can complain say there's so much corruption now attacking. They say that make things then cheap now Guinea pass free town. Can you explain to me why Guinea they go if they not themselves then depend on imports, but why Sierra the way they go buy markets na Guinea? You know, feel that they add more pressure on the dollar, and that they make the dollar they go up everywhere. What make Salon dollar high pass all the Mano River Union? What make we own money they fall so much? Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. The phone line out now. The lucky caller that way grants we give the question to we minister. So minister, you can answer that question now, and of course you go give you round up statement, and we go tell you thank you for the opportunity we give you.
Well, we don't do Sani Abacha Street. We don't see the effect. We don't see how it make the town look good. Our unbelief say, as we not just want pool market people in the streets, and will not get place for them. And that make, I believe, say, the mayor of Freetown for begin engage more with government, or look at ways them way we will really try to find solution for we petty traders them with the Freetown. We no say other parts and then at the country where petty trading is a lot more organized. If you go to some big town and the country, they say petty trading is much more organized. But like we don't start with Sani Abacha. The effort we government to try for make sure say the one that we don't come out Sani Abacha able to find themselves a place now a more decent marketplace. We will try for see how we'll translate down it to other parts of the city. And I mean, definitely go look forward for make we work very, very sincerely with the mayor once and come up with programs we will all go work on. And I believe say this government very, very honest and very sincere for support them businesses then we find themselves in that category. With the area of communication, of course, we mainstream media, the radio, the television, and sometimes they myself can make audio them and videos. I believe say like the caller indicate a lot more the way we need for see what to be able to do for communicate more. I'll try for see how we're going to improve on that. Myself, the try for set up a more effective communication strategy for ensure say we able to get some of the information we're supposed to send out there to people them so that themselves could see what's in happen. With what's in the happen at what's a key and against what's in the happen at Guinea, I believe say we not say the two countries and are two different countries. They are two different systems. The key na Guinea much more bigger than the key na Sierra Leone. And but people them where they can want for come with them goods, just the bigness of the key can make certain charges look lower. I believe say, and also the fact say we got businesses where they operate both in Sierra Leone and Guinea, where some people can find inconvenient where they bring can goods them instead of them bring can now two different ports, they can decide for bring can at one port. Just like where they do transshipment in Guinea, goods then they can to Sierra Leone they pass through Guinea. Now so back goods they can at Sierra Leone they pass for go to Guinea. So and depend on the port where you come out and the vessel where you use. So I want believe say, but nothing all day way really we're gonna be so different between waiting they happen at the port of Guinea. I mean, they self get the thing and the way they happen way make them relatively better. We still get things the way they happen at the ports in Sierra Leone way relatively better than compared to Guinea. So, but I believe say the choice actually now and there with the businesses. Will they continue for the review a number of things then where they happen at the port? We'll try for introduce the single window system. We'll be able to reduce the number of people then where you need for go see first before you able to your container in ports authority. And some of the things that what they do with the single window, they ensure say all which you need for them. Just like now we customs and stuff don't introduce it as a CUDA. Today, now the clearing forwarding agents, they can't tell you say, oh, you get for pay that fees, oh now so then charge. This is not the duty we're supposed to pay. Now we see you log once you get that you identification code where NRA they give you. I see you give them some, but you want clear your commodity for you or your container for you. Then they make sure say the duty is supposed to pay. Then communicate them to you. Then they send them to you as text message. So the clearing forwarding agent can't tell you again say, oh, now so they're in charge you because you already don't get the information. Now you on phone.
Wow.
So you just see all the improvement that I will don't do. Plus, we try to do with a single window. We're gonna make sure that we reduce the human interface and the clearing of goods at the port. I think all things and they will get for help. But they just pray God say we will do them as quickly as possible because some of them things they require the collaboration of a number of agencies. But once we're able to set them up, we'll see say it will look a lot more better.
Wow. Well, Sierra Leoneans, I tell you, plenty. Thank you. Like I say, now one question, Minister able for answer. Wanna stay tuned. We don't build a relationship, a talking relationship now. It go they come now Unity Broadcasting because this time round, waiting people then once God don't make, we don't begin to get the ministers then they come around for let them can explain what's in and they do and how then they do and how then one for relate with we the Sierra Leoneans. So, Minister, we tell you plenty thank you. Waiting at your last word to Sierra Leoneans as you dey try for exits the show, sir.
I'll go and encourage me fumble them. We don't see what don't happen at the whole world. America, things are even a lot more worse. I mean, even when you consider the fact that they're bigger economies. With a pray God, say the way we don't begin set up this country so that we go try for depend more on we than for depend on waiting they happen in other parts of the world, we will put Sierra Leone in a better position. Then factories them where they try for create where will provide jobs for young man them. And I believe say life will look a lot more better for people. Make we continue for support with president and vision. Make we try for because anytime we hala then at the country, it takes the country backward. If I make like we all know, say when people then talk about change of government, I mean we get a democracy now, and it's a very healthy one. I mean all political parties get them voice, make we allow for make anything what you aspire to, make you able to through the correct procedure, get a country of law and order more try for follow the internet.
All right. Well, Minister, we tell you plenty. Thank you, Dr. Sandy, now the Minister of Trade, na Sierra Leone, where he give you the opportunity today for make we ask some of the question. The most important question or the most important reason why Dr. Sandy be there at this medium today, now for answer the question about the Abacha street trading, because that's not been something we go on social media from yesterday and today. And fortunately, it don't able for clarify for we know say now Abacha streets not a trading streets, not a street for apply the east and the west. We tell and thank you for that. And Minister, we go continue for engage you as time they progress anytime soon where we need you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We not taken for granted. We are just being honored that we get this opportunity for talk to you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, listeners.
All right, thank you. So, Sierra Leonean at the word that una don't hear you waiting with Minister. Don't say time like this now. All man get for brace up. Minister of Information go then at Unity Broadcasting. We go come with the flyer also. We go get for engage ministers then now let them can at this platform because the way waiting not be like this man don't come and explain himself. See where we not be know all the allegations then. I was so thrilled today when I talked to this man. This now been the discussion with me and Into been get today, which was very, very much healthy. So when people then not know you immediately, then just they look at you. This was the discussion with me and Into get. By the time I get onto him this morning, I call him, answer. Later, when he answer, now it starts for tell you, so hello, how are you? Saw your missed call. So that alone don't tell you, say, this na man where they communicate with somebody. Now he answer, say, he want for come on live. Then he tell me, say, go ahead. 10 o'clock will be fine for you. We'll make the flyer and send it to him. He give a thumbs up. And here we are in the program. So sometimes when people don't know you, they say evil things about you. When somebody come closer to you, it's we say in and in deputy, then gets a very healthy relationship. They not get nothing with sour between them. And of course, the pride way then they say in a proud man. Mr. Sef don't clarify, say he's not a proud guy. Because if now somebody were proud, he go say, boy, I dey sleep. I know they talk to you. Or today na Saturday na midday off. La enjoy myself. La don't sleep. But quickly, where he see me miss call, he come and answer. So now we left for the judge people the way we not meet them. However, there will be a lot of allegations that they doing work now, they do this, but it don't come for explain to we all the engagements and all the things that when they do. The area of bribing, the man they even see with the people them. So all the allegations the way they go against, and thank God you don't get the opportunity today for clearing head. Well, Sierra Leoneans, this now Unity Broadcasting. Wanna stay tuned to more interviews as we head into election. Like I tell una, Minister of Information get for there anytime soon. We go give una because when I see that interview where social media, CNN they pass left and right. With the brief Minister of Information, make you can tell we would that get the responsibility for answer government's email or whether other parastatals then or other agencies then who sign them for the direct then the emails or whether then the government or the minister he obliged for talk to somebody where na media house, or whether na go without na a must say every interview, even to AYB or to SABC or to 98.1, where then say, where then ask them whether it is a must for make the answer. We go call with Minister of Information, we go pull out the flyer, and we don't extend we invitation to Akisoya. But as of this morning, no answer wait. But like I say, I go use the Boss Revolution card. Me know they call any government official direct on a WhatsApp call. I go just text you. But when I want call you, they call you directly, let you know waiting at the essence. So I go try for call me Akisoya, and we go try for bring Kanaya. Like we'll be extend we invitations to other people the way them be denied. But we go try for now election 10 this they can time this way politics they play. We need for involve more the one the way very, very important. Well, Sierra Leoneans, una not forget that we go for me, like I tell una, we aim na follow we go monitor the elections na Sierra Leone. We not go able to do them by we self without sooner. Also, the one the way they use we live broadcast where we did live, where they cut under we, where they this under we want to make una stop. If una want for use we live broadcast, una get rights for make una ask we consent, then we go grant una. Otherwise, we will begin make complaints to Facebook. This not just a warning where we go trail and tag this statement, screenshot this statement, and send them to Facebook under you live broadcast. Unity Broadcasting, we are registered. We not just there with the Jeleba. We have reporters on the ground. So if you want to use our content, where we they suffer for make we get contents, na something you they suffer for get. For the mere fact sitting here, all this what bring canto na suffer for even get in touch with the minister. Now money abon using a Boss Revolution card, $10 talking to minister. That $10 it can able for buy something for me when I launch safe I can able for it. But please, Lord, be respectful to each other. My live broadcast is my live broadcast. Don't go there and make money out of my own live broadcast. Don't go there and cut my live broadcast. You sit on YouTube and make it. And by the way, Unity Broadcasting there on YouTube. And I can go and follow me so that we will get a wider range. We not get much engagements. Now Facebook we engagements there. But we want to also turn on our attention because 10 go get for can we go off from Facebook. Now YouTube will go specifically follow with guy for gain with crowd than our YouTube page. So I tell you plenty thank you. Minister of Information go there anytime soon where I go bring on the flyer. Me and to don't talk. He say go give me dates. Definitely una stay tuned. I have been your host and presenter, Elizabeth Kepwe Fabe Nilgembe. This is Unity Broadcasting. I love you all, but the love of Salon surpasses. So till we meet again on Tuesday where Professor Godea, Wednesday Commissioner, and of course Thursday we will come with a program defeating the lies of fake people. We they try for bring on a program on Friday when this will go they play people then go they come, long time about how they feel. We go they play them this music then we will go try for see which music we will play exactly because some music then some people they don't personalize it and we don't want for breach then young copyrights and we don't want for get into trouble. But we go try either on Friday or Sunday, we go try for bring on the program. We get for try as best as possible for the run 6 days a week. 6 days a week. Even if we not run like day by day, we go try for bring on 6 programs in a week for una. For now, when I know say we get Professor, Commissioner, defeating the lies, social media review. But we go try for put another 2 programs on where we go carry it. Unity Broadcasting is open. Anybody who wants for come, you get rights. This now the platform where we encourage everybody. Just come. If you want to get a program, Lord, we know the intent of your program, then we can grant you a day. Sierra Leone, now we all get an Amir you to get for make them. The only thing, Abacha, no more street trading. That jellyba and dance, so then they dance. Now just dance. People then way God like when they sabi dance, they are always a dancer and then go remain for dance. Stay do clean. Sewa Grand is the best place for you guys. Go out there and say, Minister, don't confirm that. So till we meet again on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Elizabeth Fabi Gembe is my name.